Welcome back, everybody. I have a haircut. You might already know this because this video isn't coming out until Sunday, Monday. So I've probably been making content that you've seen since then, but this is actually the first thing I have done since getting the haircut. And it's a Q&A. I asked questions on Instagram. I'm going to pull a whole bunch from all kinds of places and all kinds of places, but first there's going to be Instagram, then I'm going to move to like YouTube and other things like that. So here we go. Questions. um, okay. Gosh, there's quite a few here. Favorite name for a dog? Well, my dog's name is Julia and the other one is named Lily. And so those are my two favorite names for a dog. But if I had a boy dog, a male dog, I would name him Apollo because I think that's a great name for a dog. Do I live in one of the Canadian prairie provinces? Yes, Alberta. Good question. How do I stay motivated for the gym? For me, it's not so much staying motivated as I use the gym to help deal with my anxiety. And so if I don't go to the gym, I get really anxious and it's not a good situation. So it's not so much that I'm motivated to go to the gym, it's that I feel like I really want to go to the gym and I need to go to the gym. So motivation doesn't really factor into it for me. I'm sorry. I can't be more helpful, but yeah. How can you tell if someone is bi or gay? Honestly, you usually just have to ask them. I know that there's like all these like tips and tricks, like if a boy is constantly making eye contact with you, then like, oh, he must be gay, or if he's really into this type of music, he must be gay, or but honestly, just sort of asking is kind of the best policy. Try not to be like offensive when you ask. Some people take it the wrong way, but that's like internalized homophobia and stuff. But it can definitely be difficult. Yeah. Someone asks, what do I have on my OnlyFans? My OnlyFans is an exclusive community of people that I talk to every single day. I post content on there that is totally exclusive. You don't find it really anywhere else. Some of it is very thirst trappy. Some of it is just sort of my opinions on things. Some of it, like I do polls. I'm actually setting up to do more live streams and stuff like that, focused on that whole community because I really enjoy being there. It's like a really nice space. Everyone who is there wants to be there, and I'm actually amazed by how amazing the people on my OnlyFans are. So yeah, exclusive content, thirst traps, all kinds of stuff. You know, the typical OnlyFans, essentially. In your experience, how hard is it to get into a relationship? Okay, I have a hot take for this. I don't actually think it's that hard to get into a relationship, but what I do think is very hard is finding the right person to actually be in a good committed relationship with. I think all of us, and like this is my opinion, okay? I think all of us could get into a relationship tomorrow if we wanted to, but the other person wouldn't be the ideal person for us, wouldn't be the best fit. There'd be some kind of like compatibility problem, so I think it'd be very easy to get into a relationship. However, I think finding a good, long-lasting, committed relationship would be significantly harder, and that is why I am single right now, is because I want a good one, not just a relationship. Someone said you're very cute. What makes you so positive? Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Um, Honestly, I think part of it has to do with my upbringing and the way I see the world. I had a very like constructive childhood. I was like always taught to see the best in people, to believe the best in people. Um, and so yeah, I think it just shaped my perception and made me who I am today. So yeah, I think part of it's like a genetic thing. Like my family is pretty optimistic and they're pretty hardworking, determined bunch of people. But I think a huge part of it is just like my self-motivation, and honestly, like life is too short to spend it getting mad and being negative all the time. So yeah, my daily routine. My daily routine, basically like my routine is very structured from like 6 in the morning when I wake up until probably like 10 o'clock in the morning. And then after that, there's some chaos. So I wake up at 6. I chill out. I actually did a video on routine recently, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, I wake up at 6. I listen to a poem called Desiderata being narrated on YouTube. And then I get myself ready. I do all of like the personal hygiene and my skincare and stuff, which is like pretty basic. I take some pre-workout and my daily supplements. I go to the gym, listen to some good music, work out at the gym. That kind of varies. What I do at the gym varies based on whatever day it is. And then I hit the sauna, and I think that's really helpful for my skin and my hair and everything. Then usually I do some grocery shopping for my family because no one in my family does grocery shopping except me, basically. My mom does a little bit, but not much. No shade. Then I come home, I do a whole bunch of social media work, I do a whole bunch of my property management work. If there's farming work that needs to be done, I do some farming work. I usually then have a nap in the afternoon, and then my day gets completely chaotic. And then, yeah, typically I'll have like a lunch or a dinner. I usually eat once a day. That's just what my body likes to do. And then I'll do a TikTok live, or I'll just do some more work in the evening. I'll do some reading, some meditation, and then I go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night. It's super boring, and but it's really good for my health, and my body loves it. So, where am I living? I live in Alberta, Canada, on a farm, my family farm. What kind of guys are you attracted to? Specifics. I like how you said specifics. Okay. If we're gonna be really specific, I do like the tall, dark, and handsome kind of thing. Um, I want to caveat this actually before I get into like what I'm into specifically. I want to point out that like I have been in relationships with men of all kinds of different heights, like races, like all kind. Like I have dated people who are like 4 inches, like 6 inches taller than me. I have dated people who are like 7 inches shorter than me. Like height doesn't really matter. But currently, what I'm interested in, like most of all, is the whole tall, dark, and handsome, like 5'10" to 6'3", maybe. I don't want anyone taller than that. Black hair, dark eyes, like big brown eyes. Like I'm a sucker for that. Um, very laid back, go with the flow, very chill. Um, Feels very confident in who they are. Um, yeah, those kinds of things are what I'm into currently. It tends to change a little bit now and then. So yeah, I like how you said specifics though. Like you were like, I want details. But yeah, and like it really does, it really changes. Um, as a person who grew up living in the city and making minimum wage, how would one get into farming? First of all, I would not recommend anybody get into farming. It's a difficult and it's a hard life, especially if you're starting from scratch. Like if you don't inherit some kind of like family farm, it is extremely hard to get into farming. I wouldn't even know how to get into farming if I didn't have like the family connection to it and everything. But what I would say is if you're really interested in like living off the land and like producing your own food and selling your own food and stuff, I would honestly just start with like whatever kind of piece of land you can get access to, whether it's like a community allotment or even just like flower pots in your own balcony or in your house, and just start growing things, start learning about plants or animals or like whatever you're like interested in farm wise. Um, and just try and like develop like a business model that works for you. I think it's incredibly hard. Like you would have to like save up a lot of money in order to buy like a small piece of land somewhere. But if it's truly in your passion, like just do everything you can to make it a reality, like find a rural place that you enjoy that doesn't have high property value, and buy a piece of land or like, put a trailer on it and start growing stuff. But honestly, it's not something that like my entire family, like if my family thought that I was just going to be a farmer, like I wasn't going to do anything else like property management or social media, my family would be really upset if I just wanted to be a farmer, because it's almost like I live on a family farm. Like I've inherited and I work on a family farm, and my entire family is like, you are absolutely not being a farmer full time, because it's like such a hard life and it's so hard to make it work. So I don't know. I would caveat it with, you might want to have a second income, because most farmers around here, like there isn't a single farmer around us that doesn't have some kind of like secondary income through like their wife is an accountant, or their mom is a lawyer, or like usually there's some kind of like additional career in order to make farming work, because it's just not lucrative. What do I look for in a potential partner? Okay, this question is like more geared towards like kind of like the like personality wise. So I'm going to talk about that. So like I'm very much interested in somebody who is like kind of go with the flow, who has like doesn't hold a grudge. Like I don't know, like I just might have been burned too much by people who hold grudges, and not necessarily just in dating, but just in life in general. Like people who hold grudges and people like who hold on to like petty little arguments and petty things that you said or they said and the back and forth. Like I just have no time for that nowadays. So yeah, I'm just not interested. It's not my vibe. Yeah, so like the biggest thing is that like go with the flow thing that I'm always talking about. Just that like chill, flexible, laid back, relaxed kind of personality. That's really what I'm interested in. Um, does it get weird having OnlyFans? Like, do people in your life see you differently? No, not really. No one in my life sees me differently. Um, which is nice. Like my family all knows, my brother knows, like my friends know, like it's not a big deal. They're like very proud. They're like happy that I'm like doing what I want to do, and like the whole social media thing in general. People are pretty impressed by it, which is kind of awesome. It's kind of like it started as just like this personal thing that I wanted to do for me and like body positivity and like being able to connect with people one on one. And it's kind of like evolved into this like beautiful, beautiful thing where I get to connect with loads of you guys every single day, which is what I wanted it to do. So, my least favorite farm chore, weeding. I hate weeding. Any kind of field, any kind of crop, like any kind of weed management on the farm, I hate. We have a tree nursery and I hate weeding it. It is the worst. Like, it is not fun. It sucks. It's just awful, awful, awful. Um, wow, okay. Yeah, are you Canadian? Because I'm almost sure the duck in one of the videos you posted was a loon. Yes, you are correct. I know the one when I went kayaking, I was like, oh, look, a duck. But it was actually a loon. And I just said it was a duck because I figured like most Americans might not know what a loon is. But yes, I am from Canada. That was a loon. Well spotted. I bet you were like the only person on the planet who noticed that in that video. Um, advice for someone who struggles with internalized homophobia. Oh boy, what a good question. If you struggle with internalized homophobia, like all of us do, like all of us in the gay community do, what I would say is, first of all, don't take yourself so seriously. I think it's very easy to take yourself extremely seriously and be very hard on yourself. And at the end of the day, you should just be like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Because you shouldn't. You shouldn't care about if your voice was a little high when you were talking to somebody and you were sounding gay. You shouldn't care about wearing a pearl necklace to the gym. Like, who cares what people think? Like, who cares if they think you're gay? Like, whatever. Like, you are gay. Like, it's fine. um, I definitely know what you mean. Like, I currently do not possess anything that is like rainbow colored. Actually, that's a lie. I have a sweater, but I've never worn that sweater outside. So, like, I am not one of these people who's like out loud and proud, but I don't think you have to be out loud and proud in order to not be someone who is internalized homophobic, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be this like overt, like, I'm gay, I'm here, I'm loud, and I'm proud. You don't have to do that in order to just love yourself and not deal with internalized homophobia. But it is hard. Like, for sure, it's difficult. But like, yeah, my advice would be don't take yourself super seriously. What's your favorite family recipe? My grandmother um makes this jalapeno jelly, and we put it on like steak and stuff. I know it sounds very weird, but it's like a sweet sauce with a bit of spice to it and a bit of kick to it, and it's delicious. And she taught me how to make it last year, and it's currently my favorite. Um, so yeah, jalapeno jelly. Um, favorite old black and white movie. I love Rebel Without a Cause. A Rebel with a Cause? Rebel Without a Cause? James Dean. I love that movie. I think that movie is so great. I watch that all the time. And Breakfast at Tiffany's. Both of those. Those are my two favorite black and white movies. Can I please share my coming out story? My coming out story is actually on my YouTube channel. It's like it's one of the first videos I posted. So you can go and watch that if you're interested, because it's quite detailed. Tips on getting comfortable on talking in TikTok videos. It just takes practice. It is so weird talking to a camera. I have gotten so used to it that it doesn't even like phase me in the slightest. Like, I am sitting in my bedroom at 8:40 in the evening, by myself on my bed, and I'm just talking. I'm talking to you guys, and it just takes practice. It just, honestly, if you just start talking, and you don't have to post the TikToks initially, but if you just get comfortable talking, it becomes much easier. Some people would watch my videos and say that I'm still not comfortable with it, but I like to think that I am. I think it's pretty easy, and I think it's quite easy as long as you just let yourself come out of it. Like, don't try and, like, I don't know, be someone else, be some like suave, like millionaire or something. Like, just be yourself. People really like that. People like genuineness. I always find it funny when someone on a comment is like, he seems so fake. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Like, that's them projecting, because I really talk like this to everybody. And I don't like put up a facade. The only thing I would say is I don't nearly swear as much on camera as in real life. I'm not somebody who swears every second word or something, but I do throw in the occasional word, and on here I don't, because YouTube and all these places don't like it. So, what state do I live in? I live in Canada, so no state. I guess I live in the state of Canada, but trying to date as an older man. I don't. Okay, so obviously I don't have any like immediate experience dating as an older man, because I am yet to become an older man, and I do hope that one day I become an older man. But I think honestly, just be yourself. I think your dating profile, if you're gonna go that route, should be pretty honest. Like, definitely don't lie or hide who you are. Just be very confident in yourself, because honestly, the thing my generation is looking for most is absolutely confidence. They're looking for someone, like, in a partner. They're looking for someone who is very self assured, and I think older men are very good at having the confidence and knowing who they are. And so I think if you're able to project that, you will be able to find somebody your age, whoever you're looking for, whatever you're looking for. It doesn't matter. But I would just be confident, own who you are. I think that's the most important thing. Own who you are. What do you do to help you relax? I use plant-based medicine. I use meditation, relaxation. I use breathing techniques. Sometimes I'll just watch a YouTube video. I'm actually, okay, this is like the weirdest thing. I'm really into watching competitive StarCraft 2. If you don't know, StarCraft 2 is like this video game. It's like 10, 20 years old now, but people still play it professionally, and I like watching it, especially at nighttime. It's like this war strategy game with all these different units and like different species and stuff like that. You can Google it, you can look into it. It's a big thing, StarCraft 2. But it's one of those things that I watch just to chill me out. Do I believe in gay Black Lives Matter? Absolutely, I do. I think the idea that a gay person wouldn't support Black Lives Matter is kind of crazy, because it's like, we are literally a minority, and we are literally a group where people are trying to take away our rights, and where we don't actually have any right. Like, if I go to Saudi Arabia right now, like, nope. So yeah, no, I absolutely support any kind of movement that is attempting to get equality and attempting to get rights. So, good question. Um, in your experience, oh no, I read that one already. Sorry. Alan Watts or Ram Dass. Honestly, I watch both of them for different reasons. Alan Watts is like something that, like, he's someone I listen to his lectures and stuff just going to bed. Ram Dass is someone I listen to and I take notes. So, kind of different vibes, but I love both. Dad types or younger? Both, honestly. Dad types are attractive, and people my age I find attractive as well. Am I ticklish? Yeah, unfortunately I am. When is my birthday, and what is your sign? My birthday is September 3rd, which means I'm a Virgo, and apparently I'm very typical Virgo. I'm very, like, that's, like, I'm like, yes, exactly. So, yeah. Okay, well, I was going to go over to YouTube and answer some questions, but we're already 19 minutes in, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to leave your questions down below. Next time, all of the questions will come from YouTube, so thank you for anyone who wrote in. I really appreciate you. I'm sorry I missed like 4 or 5 different slides of questions, so apologies for that. But I hope you have a beautiful night. Thank you for listening, or a beautiful morning. These always come out in the morning. I don't know why I say night. But I love you guys. Dream beautiful things, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.